With e-bike sales up 260% over the last 4 years, and the rise of technology amongst bicycles in general, including electronic shifters, electronic dropper posts, Bluetooth devices, GPS, and anti-lock brakes, it really begs the question, is your local bike shop even equipped to handle any of this? Over the past 18 months, we've seen a cycling industry that has kind of bounced back in a way. We've seen sales start to return to normal, more people out riding, supply chain and logistics kind of finding their groove, and honestly, technology has really been the saving grace and the driving factor, also amongst e-bike sales. A lot of bike shops have pivoted towards e-bikes, e-mobility, micromobility, whatever you want to call it, to kind of carry them through and keep things afloat. However, I think this is going to turn around, come right back at them, and roundhouse kick them right in the mouth. Let's face it, given the struggles the industry's faced over the past few years, a lot of people kind of chose to cut and run and go do something else. Now, the people who stayed in, they've had an extremely difficult time trying to find people to fill bike shop positions, both from a mechanical and a sales aspect. So now we take the already difficult employment climate amongst the bike industry and we couple that with advanced technology, batteries, control modules, having to learn how to rewire things and diagnose them properly, we really find ourselves up against a wall. Look, I'm gonna do my best here to sound like I'm not trying to take away from bike mechanics because I'm genuinely not. A lot of them can probably run circles around me whenever it comes to tuning up and repairing a bicycle. But whenever it comes to diagnosing complex electrical systems, I've spent 9-10 years at this point training to do just that. Now, whenever it comes to trying to diagnose a bike like this, you have systems in which you are checking for parasitic draw, voltage drop. You've got different modes of communication. A cadence sensor. That is waveform diagnostics that you really need to be in tune and in touch with to know how to even read in the first place. Plus, the investment in tools. So whenever it comes to all of this, bike shops are facing a major scenario in which they've got to find qualified people who are willing to train and retain this type of information so they can properly diagnose a bike and not just shotgun parts at it every single time and piss customers off. But now they also have to invest in it. And I will say that training is extremely expensive. On the training side, just take me for example. I have a degree in automotive technology. I've been through Mercedes-Benz Star, Audi Academy. I'm ASE Master plus like 7 or 8 others. I've worked for different startups on advanced driver assist systems, so targeting and programming for self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, as well as lane keep and collision prevention systems. And even at that point, I can't just wave a magic wand, point to something and tell you, hey, that's where the problem lies. And the reason I'm telling you this is to emphasize the fact that you really have to know what you're doing and you gotta know how to utilize the tools correctly. Whenever it comes to a multimeter, if some rando in the shop decides real quick to just double check and see if the battery even has voltage on a bike, if they go in here and they hook this thing up wrong, just these 2 wires, there's a high likelihood that if they do it incorrectly, they could let the magic smoke out of this little silver box and it ain't gonna work no more. And now this just turned a simple repair into something much more complex because who knows what else they possibly fried. Why does this matter? Well, from a consumer standpoint, this matters because this is gonna save you money. This is gonna save you from having a bike completely misdiagnosed by a shop who, for lack of a better expression, might be incompetent whenever it comes to diagnosing electrical systems. Now, a lot of shops need to make this investment in training. Because, for example, this bike, one thing that I just discovered while actually looking for a parasitic draw problem is the fact that it has holes drilled here in the bottom of the frame. I have every intention to go take this out and ride it in the snow this winter. There's gonna be a bunch of water and moisture get up in here. The wires in general love to wick moisture. The water's gonna come in. These connectors are not waterproof, they are hot glued. And I'm gonna have issues. I'm gonna get corrosion in there. The wires are gonna start to wick it up, and all it takes to screw up communication is 0.2 ohms of resistance. So whenever it comes to this, I know I'm gonna have an issue. But in the case of taking this into a shop who doesn't know what they're looking at, if I brought it in with a problem like that and was having a communication error, they wouldn't know what to look for. They might say, well, the whole controller's bad, or this little LCD screen, or the motor, the battery. I don't know what they're gonna try to shotgun me to fix it if they're even willing to. Even from a shop perspective, this makes a lot of sense. Having your technicians proficient in electrical diagnostics will actually pay out huge in the future as bikes continue to evolve. And think about all your competitors selling e-bikes to customers and then no longer servicing them after the sale is done. You're gonna get all those customers. they're going to be trusting in you. They're going to come through your door and be happy to bring their bikes in because you know what you're doing and you're not doing them wrong. So consider it an investment in your future because let's face it, bikes aren't going to get any simpler. If you're thinking to yourself right now that you'd like to learn more about troubleshooting on an e-bike or diagnosing an electrical system on a bike, let me know down below in the comments section, and please subscribe while you're there. That's going to be my gauge on whether or not I should try making those videos, and I really want to share this knowledge with you. We're at this really cool point in time where all of this technology from the automotive world and my experience there is kind of crossing over with my love for bikes, and I would love to combine those two together and share a little bit of knowledge with you and hopefully help you fix something someday. As always, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Just kidding. I'm a professional.